answer was that Sharon was a very strong Christian. It was a big part of her life. She had grown up in the church. She went to church every week. And her schema, that means her background knowledge, helped her to understand the stories. She already knew most of these stories by oral language. She had heard them her entire life, and she knew some of them by heart. So when she wanted to read, she was able to use that to transfer her skills to written knowledge. She went from oral language to written knowledge. Sharon's not unusual, and religious text is often very overlooked when it comes to reading. And it's a primary thing that can be used in homes to enhance reading with children as well. So I also had, when I did my dissertation, there were two sisters in one of the families I studied. And we're going to call them Mariana and Lori. So Mariana was younger, and Lori was older. Lori was in high school, and Mariana was really struggling in her school. She was in public school, and she was just having a really hard time learning the language. Lori, who was a better student to begin with, and that was probably part of what was going on. But Lori was just really achieving. She was a very successful reader. She was doing well in school. And when I started talking to Mom, what I found was that Lori's school did a lot of Bible memorization. And that was a key for her to learn how to read, because the family they had a lot of faith. The family had a lot of faith. It was a very religious family, Protestant Christian from Venezuela. And when they were young, the main thing that Andrea, her mother, used was shared book reading. In other words, reading to children was the children's Bible. They really didn't use any other text when it came to reading to children. And between that and the church and all of the stories that Lori heard, she was able to really transfer her religious knowledge to language and literacy knowledge. And again, this story is not really unusual. So researchers have found all over the world that a primary text for children are religious texts. And that includes the Bible. Obviously, most families in Latin America and North America, that's their primary religious text. Also, many Catholic families use things like a catechism, or historical texts, things that the church has passed down through history.